This week we wanted to do a little update video letting you know what's happening in our lives and where we're going to be going for the rest of the year, what's happening with IVF. And a couple of weeks ago we also made a really big decision which we're excited to share with you in this video.
In order for this to make sense to you, we need to go back to 2018. That summer, Romana and I decided to travel to Austria, Hungary and Slovakia. And in that year I turned 40, but I also asked Romana to be my wife.
So we were in Slovakia. I was not very well. I had the cold from hell. Like, I've not actually had a cold as bad as that since then. It was awful. My sinuses hurt. I could hardly breathe. It wasn't nice. But we decided to hike up a mountain, as you do when you're not feeling well. And it was a really nice day, actually. And once we got to the top of the mountain, Ewan took me down to the water's edge. There was a big lake in the middle of the mountain, and proceeded to ask me if I would like his jumper because it was a little bit cold. And I was like, no, I'm fine, it's okay. And he was like, no, really, do you want my jumper? And I was like, no, honestly, I'm fine, I don't want your jumper, I'm okay. And I kind of like ruined his plan, because the next minute he took off his jumper and underneath he had a t-shirt on asking me to marry him.
We had planned to climb that sort of mountain that day, but it didn't go very well to start with because I forgot our water and provisions, so Romana was actually quite cross with me that day. But I knew I had my trump card, which was an engagement ring, and a t-shirt that I got made. I thought, I've got to do something different, I can't just get down on one knee, I've got to try something different. I was really nervous all the way up there we kind of knew it would happen sometime because we talked about it. It wasn't like a massive surprise, but Romana didn't know when it would happen, so yeah, I was really nervous. And when we got to the top, I had to go and put the t-shirt on in a restaurant toilet, and then trying to convince Romana to that she was cold, and she was, I'm fine. But once we did it, it was great, and it was a relief that she said yes.
We hadn't planned to be engaged for a long time, but if you know a bit of our backstory, you'll know that unfortunately IVF and infertility kind of took over our lives. So fast forward 18 months, we're now at the end of 2019. We have done 2 fresh rounds of IVF and we've done 5 transfers. So we've just done our 5th transfer, and we're saying to ourselves, if this one doesn't work, then in January 2020, we are going to go to Sri Lanka and get married, because that is what we had wanted to do for ages. So we actually got all the paperwork, we chose the hotel where we wanted to get married, but we obviously hadn't completely booked it because we wanted to find out if this last embryo transfer had worked. And to our absolute surprise, it did work. So we didn't end up going to Sri Lanka, we didn't end up getting married, and unfortunately that pregnancy didn't end up progressing after the 10 weeks. So we were back to square one and back to infertility and IVF dominating our lives. So the wedding was put on hold.
We went to Manchester and done another 2 rounds of IVF, so that's 4, 2 in NHS, 2 in Manchester. Went to Bulgaria, did 3, that's 7 altogether. And then at the end of that, we just decided, do you know what, why don't we just go to the Maldives, because we always wanted to go there. When we got to the Maldives, we thought, Sri Lanka's only an hour away, so why don't we just go there, because we planned to go there anyway. And just before we went, a new wave came and hit Sri Lanka, and it was off limits. So we made another plan and decided to go to Dubai.
I hope you're keeping up with all this, and if you have been watching our vlogs up until now, you'll know a bit of this backstory and all the places that we've been. But that kind of takes us to now and where we are now. So the original plan for us was that we were going to go back to Bulgaria in September of this year to transfer our final embryo and know one way or another, are we going to be having a child, a genetic child of our own. But the more and more we thought about it, the more we thought, you know what, we so want to get married, we really want to travel a bit more, we want to go on an adventure because we thrive on that, it's what we actually love to do. So we kind of thought, do you know what, let's put off the transfer. Let's not do it this year. Let's put it off until next year, and let's start thinking about getting married.
Sri Lanka started buzzing in our heads again. We thought, third time lucky. Hopefully, let's get there and get married. But sadly, at the moment in Sri Lanka, there's a lot of political and economic unrest. You know, people are struggling to survive, the locals. Even though they need the kind of tourist dollar, it's maybe not the right time to go right now.
In terms of the wedding and getting married, we are hoping and crossing all our fingers and toes that by January of next year, things in Sri Lanka are better. And the plan is that we're going to take some time off at the start of next year. We're going to go to Sri Lanka, all being well. We're going to do some travelling. We're really actually hoping to take about 3 months off to go and just have a really epic adventure. Spend a bit of time in Sri Lanka. We might also go back to the Maldives as well while we're there. As a backup plan, if things aren't going to work for Sri Lanka, then we'll perhaps go to like Thailand and Cambodia and Laos. But our hearts are really set on Sri Lanka, so we're really hoping that by then things are better. But obviously January is a little bit of time away, and you know, we do love to have adventures, so we've got some really exciting trips planned between now and then.
In a few weeks we are going back to the place where we did our original vlog when we thought it would be a good idea to start this channel. We are going up to Kishorn, northwest of Scotland, but we're also going on to Skye and going to visit all the beautiful places surrounding there. Definitely do a few vlogs up there. It's such a beautiful, magical part of the world.
So we're really hoping that we get some nice weather when we're in the Highlands of Scotland, because it makes such a big difference. But if we don't get nice weather there, it's okay, because the next place we're going to, I'm sure we're going to be guaranteed nice weather, and I hope I haven't just jinxed it now. But straight after we've been up to the Highlands of Scotland, we're actually heading over to Greece for a week. We're going to the beautiful island of Lanka, which I'd actually never heard of before, but I have a lovely friend who lives there who has invited us over to stay with her. Lanka is connected to the mainland, so we fly to an airport called Preveza. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how it's spelled. And from there we're going to hire a car, drive to Lanka and spend a week in the sunshine. We're going to visit lovely beaches, we're going to eat Greek food, and it's just going to be amazing. So we're so excited for that trip. And then lastly, in September we are actually going back to Bulgaria. But this time, we're not going to be doing any IVF. We are not going to the hospital. We're purely going for a holiday this time. So we're going to be heading out to Bulgaria. Probably it'll be just before middle of September. So we're hoping that the weather is still going to be decent. And we're going to have like a night in Sofia. And then we're going to hire a car and head straight to the Black Sea coast, because we still haven't been there. And we're really interested to visit places that are a little bit less touristy, so not your typical kind of beach resorts, although we would love to see some beaches, but we don't want to kind of go to like the typical package holiday places. So I've started to do a bit of research, but if we have any Bulgarian watchers, please do let us know in the comments below where we should be visiting on the coast. Where should we go that's a little bit kind of off the beaten track? We'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions, so please do let us know. We're really looking forward to getting back to Bulgaria. It feels like our second home. We've spent so much time there over the last year, so it's going to be great. So we're really looking forward to all these trips that we've got planned. It actually really helps us. You know, we have been through a lot of trauma over the last few years with all the IVF, so just knowing that we've got these exciting things to look forward to really helps us. And I guess also, you know, next year we will go back to Bulgaria once we've got married and done a bit of travelling, and transfer our final embryo and see what the future holds. But for now, we have so much exciting things to look forward to, and obviously we are going to be bringing them to you as well. We're going to be sharing all our travel experiences, and yeah, we can't wait to show you what we get up to. If you've already subscribed to the channel, we just want to say a huge thank you for supporting us and all that we do. It really does mean a lot to us. Everyone that views the video, we just want to say a huge thank you. And while we're on that subject, we also want to say a huge thank you to someone who has been super supportive to us and our channel, and that is another Edinburgh-based vlogger called David Wheater, who also has his own YouTube channel. So David has a great channel dedicated to Scotland, adventures in Scotland, and he covers Edinburgh, surrounding areas, and his videos are always so beautifully shot. But he has just been, just so lovely and supportive to us, and we just want to say a huge thank you. So do, if you are interested in Scottish videos, check out David's YouTube channel. You won't be disappointed.
I know you hear this all the time if you watch other YouTube channels and from us, about subscribing and liking, and it helps the algorithm, but it really does, and it would mean a huge amount to us. If you haven't already, subscribe and hit the like button if you did like it, and leave a comment and let us know your thoughts on our videos, things we might do differently, places we might go, adventures we might go on. But in the meantime, thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next Friday.